Okay, welcome to the LinkedIn tutorial. This is probably one of the most frequent workshops that we hold in the Career Center. It's also one of the most common questions that students have when they come in and alumni have when they come in is I have a LinkedIn account, but I don't really know how to use it. So that's what we're going to go over today. Most of you probably have your profile down, some really quick helpful reminders. And as you see me going through this, you'll notice I have a premium account. That is not going to affect anything I show you today. That basically just allows me to send some in-mails to people that I don't have readily, available connection access to. This is not going to have, everything I show you is going to be doable with the free account. So for your profile, a few quick things. Be sure to customize your LinkedIn URL. This is going to make it a lot easier to print this on your resume. So let's say that you actually end up with some recommendations on your LinkedIn profile from different people you've worked with or worked for. You can then throw this link on your resume with a line that says, for immediate recommendations, please see, and then put your LinkedIn URL. The way that you would customize that is if you go into your edit mode, you'll see this little edit button come up right here. When you click into that, you're going to have some options to customize that link. So I highly recommend doing that. You'll also notice that I have a summary. This is something that's really important. Don't just kind of jump into your experience. Really give people a little bit of background into what you're interested in, what you're passionate about, why did you choose this field or this major. It just gives people some context. Then obviously list your positions. Again, your profile is a living, breathing thing. I mean, it's doing a lot more for you than just a one-page resume. So add some pictures, add some graphics. If you are a history major and you took part in a project at, off-site at a museum or something like that, get a picture of you on the site and actually have something there for employers to see. It's a lot different to tell someone about something. It's great when you can show them. So as we scroll down, you'll see different jobs. The education sector, section, obviously list where you have your degrees from. If you've gone to multiple schools, that's okay. Study abroad, definitely list that. Honors and awards. The skills section, a lot of people have questions about this. These are different skills that you enter in, and then people who want to endorse you for those skills, they would click on this on their side. There's a little plus button right here. So basically this means 83 people have endorsed me for training. 69 people have endorsed me for leadership. So those numbers are kind of like little mini references when it comes to your skill sets. And when you look at someone's profile, especially when you're researching different people in your field, you'll very quickly be able to see what they specialize in just based on how many people have endorsed them for those things. As you keep going down, publications, obviously, I was a liberal arts major, I was a journalism major, so writing is just sort of my thing. So I've guest blogged for a few places, I was on NHPR for work, so I have that linked. This stuff, again, allows employers and other people checking out your profile to engage with the kind of work that you're doing. But especially if you are a writer, give people writing samples, bring them to your blog, bring them to your website. This is all stuff that makes you stand out. So the profile, obviously have a professional headshot or professional picture. But you can see here how it's very easy to just scroll over and add different sections to your website, to your profile. But that's pretty self-explanatory. Your profile is just your resume and then some. So if we go back to our home page, this is really like your news feed in Facebook essentially. So anybody that you follow, any companies that you follow, any groups that you join or people you connect with, all of that is going to land on this page. So for instance, let's say that we connected to Brian 2 years ago. Well, apparently he just landed a new internship at Agua Inc. And if you were in the same major as him, this is sometimes really important to know. If you were looking for an internship or looking to apply at a company and you didn't really know anybody there, now you do. So this stuff is always important. One thing that I like to tell people is that LinkedIn is not just about connecting with the right people, it's about maintaining those relationships over time. So I think it's really, really important, even if you are a freshman or a sophomore or a junior, you don't have to be a senior to start, benefiting from everything you're building within your network. This is stuff where you could find people that could connect you to internships or find UNH alums that work at the companies that you're looking at for after graduation. So the sooner you build your network and the more you build your network up, the better off you're going to be. The way that LinkedIn works is connections equal access. So if we come down, you'll see, and I've been on this for a long time. I was a recruiter, and this came out in 2008, and I've been on it since then. So I have 2,600 first connections, meaning I've actually connected to those people. Now, when you connect with someone and you become first connections, they can access your account information, your profile, and you can access theirs. What also happens is you feed off their network. So I have access to over 15 million profiles based on these first connections. And there are over 300 million people in LinkedIn across 200 countries. So, I mean, I'm small potatoes still, but this is something that's really important to understand. If you do not connect with people, you won't have access to their profile. It's really, really important. I have so many students that come in that say, you know, I've been trying to use LinkedIn, but it never really does anything for me. And I look and they have 3 connections. It's like, well, you don't have access to anybody. Of course you're not seeing anything. So connect with your classmates, connect with your faculty members, connect with your friends and family, your parents. They probably have great connections if they're on here. So biggest thing, you know, first connections. So let's say that I connect with, you know, Paige here. And so Paige and I become first connections. What happens is all of her other first connections become my second connections and vice versa. And all her second connections become my third connections. That's where it stops, and third connections are kind of limited access. You can only see a couple things in their profile. So it's really all about first and second connections. So that being said, let's say that we want to look at a company. Let's say that we want to look at publishing companies. And I'm just going to put in the word publishing, and I'm going to search. And let's say that you're looking through and you're like, well, over here is your dashboard. So I can click on people to find people in publishing, jobs in publishing, companies. I'm going to click on companies. And this is really great too for students who are out of state or who aren't going to be staying nearby. And maybe they're thinking, well, I'm from California. How am I going to find a job back home if I'm stuck here in New Hampshire and it's my senior year? I don't really have the ability to research. Yes, you do. So let's say that you want to go through and you want to start looking at all these different publishing companies. You can then go ahead and click into their website, their LinkedIn homepage for their company. You can follow them, which means all of their information is now going to filter through to your homepage. So when they post all of this great news about what's going on in their company, you're going to find out about it. The other thing is you have this piece, how you're connected. Now notice that this company is in Canada. I don't have a ton of people in Canada. So you'll see here how you're connected. When I click on see all, this is how it's going to show me everyone I have a connection to. Apparently this one and I have a group together. These folks are third connections. Notice how I don't even see their last name. So it's a little bit limited. So let's say you're like, this isn't going to be my best, usage of this search. Let's go ahead and just not put anything up here. Go back to our regular search list, and I'm going to click on advanced. Now I want to say, okay, I want to find people that went to the University of New Hampshire, and I want to find people who are working in editorials, so editorial assistant or editorial manager. I'm going to keep the company open. Keywords, I'll put in publishing. And I'm just going to search. So I have 117 people that came up. So these are mostly UNH alums, and yes, you will have anything with those keywords that you put in. So Southern New Hampshire University will pop up, but just look through. I mean, there's a lot of UNH alums that have come through with this search. Editorial assistant at Yale University Press. You have a whole bunch of New England Journal of Medicine, Hawthorne Creative. So let's say that we want to go and we want to look at Ryan's background. He's a second connection, so he's fair game. If you scroll down, you can actually see who exactly connects me to Ryan, so that's sometimes helpful. And you can check out his background. So he's been with Hawthorne for over 8 years. He was a freelance writer before that for the New York Times. If you scroll down, you can see he's a 2000 grad from UNH. So an English, with business administration, communications. He's got a very well-rounded background. But sometimes it's really easy to see and really helpful to see what was someone's first position out of college. So 3 years out, he took this position. He's kind of moved around a little bit. But this is someone that's a UNH alum. So if you were interested in this kind of field and you wanted to connect to Ryan, simply click the connect button. It's going to say, how do you know this person? You can actually say classmate because technically you're saying that you're both alums from the same place. And then we would want to personalize this. And it caps you at 300 characters and it's going to cut you off. So basically you'd want to personalize this and say something like, hi Ryan, I know this is kind of random, but I'm a UNH student and I'm also in the English program, or I'm also interested in writing. And I just thought it would be great to hear a little bit about how you got into the field. I'd love to pick your brain. So really just putting yourself out there and letting people help you, especially alums. This happens all the time, and it's such a successful way to gain information on your field. Asking questions like, what do you wish you knew about this industry before you got into it? What are some things I can do now as a student to make myself more competitive for these opportunities? So as you go through, connect with people. And the biggest thing that I'm going to tell you is this is not Facebook. So it's not like, stranger danger and, don't connect to people you don't know. LinkedIn is 100% about professional networking. It's expected that you're going to connect to people that you don't know. But that's why personalizing that message can be helpful and kind of giving people a heads up on maybe why you're interested in their background. So we talked about how to find companies and how to follow them. We've talked about how to connect with people and how to run an advanced search. And then lastly is you want to join some groups. And one of the groups that you definitely want to join, and really you can search up here for anything of interest. So you can search for, again, publishing or, history or anything that you're interested in, and then just click over on that dashboard for groups. And then you're going to get this whole directory. I'm just going to show you this specific one that you definitely want to join is the UNH Alumni Association official group, because it has over 11,000 members. Now, once you're accepted into a group, which is basically like a chat room, you can certainly leave a post and introduce yourself and let people know that you're a current UNH student and you're looking for an internship or you're going to be graduating soon or whatever it is. But once you're accepted into a group, you have access to the members directory. And this is where you can search this entire group's directory for people with interesting backgrounds. So let's say that you're a psychology major and you're really looking for somebody that works with, someone that's like a behavioral therapist. Let's put in behavioral therapist and search for that. We have 4 people that pop up. So these are all folks that you can reach out to. And again, you'll notice that some people will pop up for you even if they're not a third connection because you're in the group together. So again, groups equal access as well. So again, this is something that's very, very helpful because you can go through and read what people actually do. It's going to give you a great sense of what that job is actually like. It's going to give you an idea of, when this person graduated from UNH. 2013, I mean, he's a recent graduate. And so this is the kind of process that you want to go through. Yes, there is a job section, and the jobs piece works the same way. I mean, if we were to put in, writer, and a whole bunch of different positions pop up, you can run an advanced search within the jobs. You can say, okay, I'm actually going to be moving to, I want to stay in the greater Boston area, so you can select that. And then you can come in and you'll notice 14 connections to the poster. So if I click on this position, it's actually telling me, hey, you have 14 people connecting you to the person that posted this job. So it allows you to not only gain more information on the position, but now I have a person that I can, put on my cover letter, I can address my materials to, I have someone that I can reach out to if I have questions about this. So LinkedIn really offers a lot. You'll see here that they actually have a video on what it's like to work for this company, which is really great. But really, there's so much more to this than just building a profile. So again, connect with people, join groups, and follow companies. And this will make life a lot easier when you're then looking for certain companies upon graduation to go work for. And wow, all of a sudden you have 15 people that work there that you have second connections to, and you can actually reach out to someone and follow up on an application or talk to a UNH alum about how they like working there. These are all ways that you can be kind of getting your foot in the door with these companies. So if you have any other questions, definitely reach out to us at the UNH Career Center at unh.edu/UACC. but feel free to connect.